My name is Herb Weatherwax. I was born in Hawaii here 93 and a half years ago. And just prior to the attack on Pearl Harbor, America was at war with Japan. No, America was not at war. The people. Is that okay? Have you got it there? Yeah. There was a war going in Europe and a war in Asia, but America was not physically involved in it. All we were doing was supplying material to the British so that they could hold up from being surrendered by the Germans. And then just prior to the attack on Pearl Harbor, the Army, which I belonged to, I was drafted into the Army. We were alerted to get out and get our positions all prepared. And we didn't know just what it was for, but we followed orders. And we had the positions around the island of Oahu. We thought our outposts were out there, our gun position were prepared in case of an invasion by sea. On that weekend, I was out on a weekend at home in Honolulu, and early that morning I heard a very loud noise, a loud blast, and I turned the radio on to see what it was about. And over the radio, the announcer kept mentioning, all military personnel report to your station immediately. The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor. Immediately, I got a ride over to our bus station, and there we waited for our transportation to Schofield Barracks, which is on the opposite side of Pearl Harbor. So as I passed Pearl Harbor, just in the area, and I looked out and saw all the battleships ablaze, and Arizona was just wrapped in flame, just enveloped in flames. And I was in a state of shock to see something like that. And further in the back, the Oklahoma had been torpedoed, and it just killed over, and just the hull of the ship was above water, and I could see little objects scrambling on the hull. And I was shocked again, because here these two great battleships in a bad way. The other battleships were burning too. So we didn't have time to just stop and then look at what was going on. We were just beelining on our bus to get to Schofield Barracks. As I passed, Willowfield was just the next station there. And all our airplanes were out on the runway, and they were all wiped out. The Japanese had come down with a plane, strafed the plane and destroyed all an airfield now. So our Navy and our Air Force was wiped out. My unit got assembled, and we were stationed on the opposite side of the island, over in Kaneohe. And as our convoy went and we approached Kaneohe, there I saw another base, another military base, all ablaze. Kaneohe had all our seaplanes there, and they were all on shore. They were wiped out, and the ones that were moored at sea was knocked off. So that's the third base, major base that was destroyed, and that's the third major base I saw with my eyes destroyed. Now we were keyed up waiting for the attack. We were expecting an invasion force to come in. So we were there just waiting. And the first night, nothing happened. So we figured the next morning they might be approaching to invade the island. So we had our gun position all ready, waiting, and nothing happened. Then we got word that the Japanese Navy, which was parked 250 miles out at sea, were not coming in at all to invade the island. They had turned around to head back to Japan. So that was it, but we continued to stay in our position for 6 months out there, and nothing happened. But then we got word that the Japanese Navy had come back, but they were over Midway, heading out Midway Island. And but then at that time our aircraft carriers had got the information they were coming out, so they were waiting for them. And our aircraft carriers, the planes on our aircraft carrier, attacked the Japanese. They were surprised. They didn't expect our planes to be there. And those planes sunk 4 of their carriers, very large carriers. And that was a disaster for the Japanese. So what they did, they turned around and went back. They didn't come back to Hawaii. And that's what saved Hawaii. Had they come, if they had passed Midway and were heading to Hawaii, they would have taken the island here. And if they had taken Hawaii, they would have taken America. The West Coast would be an easy target for them. But that didn't happen. So we were saved by that. Now I just want to mention to you folks so that you have a better knowledge. When the Japanese destroyed our Navy and Air Force, they didn't destroy our oil tanks. All the oil tanks was a very important target, but they didn't destroy it because they had expected to come back and take over Hawaii easily and utilize all our oil tanks. And the repair section in our in Pearl Harbor had not been touched too. They could have easily destroyed that too. Had they destroyed both the oil tanks and that, America would have had a long time to recover. But because that was saved in a matter of 6 months, our troops were prepared to attack the Japanese. And they started down in the islands, the furthest islands they started to go. The Marshall Island, the Kwajalein was a very important target. And our American troops attacked Kwajalein and destroyed all the trees. I went back to Kwajalein years afterwards, and all the coconut trees they had there was just wiped out. They left only one coconut tree standing there. Wow. And I understand when I went out there that the Americans attacked the Japanese had a big garrison there, and they attacked them, and those Japanese were ordered never to surrender, to die right in the spot. And all of them died right there, right on the island. They died in the trenches and everything. And when the Americans came, when we took over, they just bulldozed all the trenches up, left the dead, all there. Then later on, I understand they went out and exhumed all the skeletons, and then they dug a big hole at the end of the island, and they piled up all So the Japanese, there were no ceremony at all. They just placed all the remains all in that. And that was a terrible battle. They fought all the way. I went, after a year or so, I had a rank of staff sergeant. I was qualified to apply for
How old were you then?
Aviation.
How old were you then?
I was 24 years old, and I was I applied as an aviation cadet. I was sent to the mainland as a cadet. After my leave time there, they put me back in the infantry, sent me to England, France, Belgium. I was in the Battle of the Bulge. The Battle of the Bulge was one of the worst battles they ever had in Europe. The winter was terrible. As a result, I have frostbite in my feet. Now my feet is all in a bad way. I can hardly walk, step on my feet, because it's all buzzing down here. It's all nerves, my nerves all. So that's why I have a scooter to get me around. And this has been provided by the Veterans Affairs VA, and they have compensated me for my time, my service, which is what kept me going on from here after. And I'm, as I say, I'm 93 and a half years old, and I'm gonna live to be 100 years old. My target. What I do, they're taking something out for their school there. So that's why we're not interrupting this program here. And then I volunteer out here 3 days a week. I have been doing this for 13 years, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. So what you have seen here, you came up here to witness. What we have here, you can see that this center has grown from a small center to a huge center. So this is what it's all about. But then? I volunteer my time out here, yeah. And we sign autographs out here. We meet wonderful people like you folks coming out here, and talk to you. And I gave you a brochure. I gave you something here that has already been. You can have another one there, and maybe I can have these other people here. Oh yeah, you can have one of these too. You want take one of these out? I get a hard time picking it up, pull it all out. One for you and one for you, and then you and I can pose here. So.
Can you restate your rank and branch of the Army?
Yeah, in the Army, I got up to a rank of Staff Sergeant. Staff Sergeant was 4 stripes.
How old were you when you joined the Army?
I was 24 years old. 24 years old. And then I stayed 4.5 years in there. And so you can see what time I was 28.5 years when I left the service.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, and welcome. Yeah. I can just also tell you, not only an old man, but I've been married to my lovely wife. That's my lovely wife, the picture there. And she's, and we've been married 59 years. We have 3 children, 6 grandchildren, 3 grandchildren. So we have everything going my way now. And I'm happy ever after now. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.